Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coco. I am Jen. Let's get started with our 10 a.m. strong and steady class. Seated on our chairs, extend your arms out from your side, draw your belly button in, and let's start warming up with some small arm circles. And start thinking about your breath work, right? So we're inhaling long through our nose and exhaling out our mouth and out our low belly. Okay, air into the chest and out the belly. Change directions of your arm circles if you haven't already. Slow them down as they get gradually bigger and bigger. All right, now let's bring our arms to the side and go through big circles, one at a time in a back stroke. Softening through the chest as you reach for the back wall. Good, okay, switching sides. Nicely done. Hope everyone's feeling good today, ready to get strong. We have a couple of things today that we haven't done in a bit, so it'll be good to revisit those. Hands on hips, elbows going back, tension in your lats as we hinge, belly button in, melting sternum toward the ground as your fanny goes to the back wall and your spine retains its neutral position. Good, one more, and now we'll begin with our body weight squat. So crossing those arms out in front, sending your center of gravity into your hips as you do your body weight squats. Nicely done. Okay, we're gonna get right started. This first round circuit, we are not going to be really sitting down. I suppose you could choose to. We have 4 exercises and we're gonna start with iron cross, okay? All right, so if you do not recall iron cross, we extend the dumbbells away as we squat and bring them out to the side as we rise. Now, if you have issues with your shoulders, you can go without dumbbells, or you could squat and lower to the ground as you rise, if you can do that front extension of the dumbbells. Okay, so we're starting with iron cross, and we're going to start with 10, and we're going to go right into bicep curls. Okay, ready? Okay, exhale, squat and out. 2 and out. 3 and out. A lot in the chest and shoulders here. 5, 6. As designed, your arms don't get to go down. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, now we're going into bicep curls. We're doing alternating bicep curls. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Staying nice and stable. One's going up at the same pace as the other's going down. So you make sure you have a measured, concentric, and eccentric work. And 10. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to reach for lighter weights and we're going to do a standing breaststroke. Again, no weights if you have shoulder issues. We're out in front. We're going to curl and press to the ceiling. Send our palms down to bring the arms down like we're parting the water. 2. Nice and slow, holding onto those weights with your shoulders. So the curl to press is a little slower, and then the parting the water is bringing your arms to your side, or the curl to press is faster, and bringing your arms down is nice and slow. 7, 8, and try and stay out of your neck. Try and relax. And 10. Your lizard neck. Okay, now reaching for the heavier dumbbells again. We're going to do bent over reverse rows. So we're going to hinge just slightly. We don't have to be parallel to the ground. All right, and row. 2, 3, 4. And I like to use a hook grip when I do this. And in so doing, I'm not squeezing the dumbbells as much. And that way, I'm able to think more with my elbows and my back. All right, excellent. That was 10. Now, we're going back to the top. Now we have 8s. Okay, ready? Iron cross for 8. Inhale into the chest. Exhale out the low belly and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay with me. 7 and 8. Alternating bicep curls. Okay, ready. Get into your shock absorbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Torso completely still, belly button to spine. 6 and 8. Good. Standing breaststroke. All right, palms together as we reach for the ceiling. Palms away and down as they come down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nicely done. 6, 7. Nice and slow. Slicing up for 8. Okay, and alternating back to our heavier weights. Bent over reverse row. 1, 2. So here, there's a little bit of a theme today, just a little bit for some things, right? It's lengthening that eccentric movement. 6, 7. So faster elbows and slower going down. Okay, nicely done. And now we're on our round of 6. Okay, you ready? 6 iron crosses. And go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alternating bicep curls. Ready. 1. As you get tired, pay attention to no bending at the wrists. 4, 5, and 6. Good. Okay, standing breaststroke. You ready? All right, curl to press and slow coming down. Curl to press. 2, 3, 4. Use that exhale through the hard parts. 5 and 6. Good. Okay, and heavy again for the bent over reverse rows, and then we get our break. Hinge, flat back or neutral back. 1, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3. 3, 2, 3. 4, 2, 3. 5, 2, 3. And 6, 2, 3. All right, nicely done. quick water break as we get ready for the next one, okay? Okay, we're gonna be a little bit up and down for this next set. We're gonna try, we haven't done this in a while, chair, I don't know if we've done it ever, chair tricep dips. Okay, now if this isn't gonna feel good for your shoulders, you can absolutely do tricep extensions, okay, or bent over tricep kickbacks. But for those of you that want the extra challenge of incorporating more parts to support you, give these dips a try. So we're seated at the edge of our chair and we're gonna place our hands on either side of the chair. Our legs remain in parallel. And we'll scoot them out just a little bit because we're gonna slide our fannies off of the chair. Heels up as you're able. We want to imagine that our legs are dead here as we're able again, okay? So hands on either side, and then we'll slide our fanny off of the chair and keep it close. And then we bend at the elbow and then straighten. So we're lower and raise. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, slide the fanny back on the chair. Nice job. Now we are going to continue to use the chair for this next round. We're going to revisit our boat pose scoop flies. All right, so I've got a middle size weight here. So our boat pose scoop fly, if you recall, this is our neutral, and we're going to lean back into boat. Not rounded, but neutral spine, okay? Then we have our dumbbells down at the X, okay? On either side of our hips extended out just a little bit and our arms are rounded. And we're gonna contract and fly through that contraction, keeping those rounded and rigid arms up in front of us, bringing the heel of the dumbbells together. So we're focusing on our lower pecs and our serratus. All right, you got that? And a little bit, of course, biceps, but we're targeting just a little bit lower area here, okay? This is your movement. All right, you ready? We're leaning back, arms at an X. 1. And you can focus on that rib cage closure. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, nicely done. Now we're back to standing. And we have a squat with a lateral leg raise. Okay, so I'm gonna take one dumbbell into my center for this. All right, you ready? You can go dumbbell free if you like. All right, squat, lateral leg raise. 2, 3, I'm gonna stay with that same leg. 4, and 5. Now switch. 1, 2, think glute oblique, center of gravity. 3, 4, and 5. Good. All right. Now the last one is our upright rows. So grab one heavy dumbbell, 2 lighter ones, feet a little bit wider than your hips, and let's go. Exhale, elbows to the ceiling. 2, 3, 4. Now this would be a good one at home if you just had a backpack that you could drag up. 7, instead of these dumbbells. 9, and 10, or even a heavy reusable grocery bag would work well. Okay, now we're back to our chair tricep dips. Okay, on the edge of your chair, or tricep extensions, or bent over reverse or tricep kickbacks, okay? But I'm gonna do dips here. All right, legs extended, hands on either side, slide your fanny off, and then you can adjust your legs. If you want to make it more challenging, you extend your legs out further, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, boat pose scoop flies. Again, on your chair, starting on your sits bones, rolling back to your sacrum, neutral spine, dumbbells, palms up in the X. 1, 2, exhale, rib cage closure. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Dumbbell squat, lateral leg raise. Ready. 1, 2. The leg doesn't have to get high. Try and keep it straight as you can so the toes are pointed forward. Switch legs. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nicely done. All right, and then we have upright rows. All right, grasping the dumbbells by the ears. Exhale, elbows to ceiling. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, nicely done. And now we're on our round of 6s. Okay, back to our tricep work, whichever work you choose here. Okay, so hands on either side if you're doing these dips, legs extended in parallel. Slide the fanny off. Use those lats to support your back. Okay, 6, 1, 2. As you rise up, you should feel that lat engagement. 4, 5, and 6. Okay, find your dumbbells for these scoop flies. All right, seated on your sit bones, nice and neutral. Make sure your legs extend onto your heels to support as you recline back onto your sacrum. Palms up, arms at an X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nicely done. Okay, squat with lateral leg raise. 3 on each leg. Okay, elbows in, dumbbell to chest. Squat. 1, 2, and 3. Switching legs. 1, 2, and 3. And upright rows. All right. Dumbbells dangling between your legs, legs wide. Inhale and exhale. 1. Elbows to ceiling, belly button in. 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, nicely done. Okay, and water break. Okay, round 3. Now, there's a couple of things that we can do here on round 3. The first thing that we're gonna do is with leg figure 8s. All right, we introduced that the other day with a pair of socks, right? Or something very light, where we're doing the infinity around our legs. Now, if you feel more confident, I recommend that you upgrade to a dumbbell. Now we're working on putting tension into our glutes and our quads by being in this demi squat. And we're passing in a figure 8, the dumbbell between our legs. And we're gonna go ahead and do 4 in one direction and then 4 in the other, okay? Now, one thing that's kind of fun, if you have the space to do this, it's great for your brain and dexterity, is to try and walk and do it. Okay, you got it? So if you have the space, give it a try, all right? So try and stay balanced, try and get that rhythm down, okay? So that's our first one. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk the length and then I'm gonna walk it coming back, okay? So, and I'm gonna switch directions. So that's gonna be our, hopefully my 10. All right, you ready? Okay, I'm bent down, okay, and I'm gonna begin walking. 1 circle, 2 circles, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now I'm gonna come back. 1, 2, you don't have to go backwards. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, nicely done. Now, we're gonna do something a little bit different that is going to challenge your balance, okay? So what we're gonna do here is a split stance dumbbell hold as we hold a single dumbbell to our chest by the ears. But as we press out, we're gonna do a knee thrust and then back. Okay, now if you don't feel confident on your single leg balance, then choose a lightweight and go through this knee thrust where we're working on, right now I'm working my left leg, that's my left glute and hamstring, split stance to knee thrust with the chair beside. But for those of you that are ready for the added challenge, we're gonna add in hanging onto a dumbbell with 2 hands, going through that same movement, but as the knee extends, the dumbbell's gonna extend, okay? So we'll do 5 with one leg, 5 with the other. You ready? All right, exhale. 1, 2, back to the chest as the foot goes back. 4, and 5. Good, okay, let's switch legs. So dumbbells at the chest as the leg is back in the split stance. That's the rule. Okay, ready? Now right heel is down, right glute and hamstring works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what's tricky about that, as you know, is that weight's away from our center of gravity. So we got to be really strong in our low belly. Okay, now, yes, we have incline push-ups. I'm going to do 10. I hold you responsible to doing as many as you can, up to 10. All right, dumbbells on your chairs, palms down, stepping back. All right, this is how we get better. We push ourselves to do more. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, here we go. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Nicely done. Okay. And now we're going to get back into our shoulders. Articulation with halos. Okay, so I have a heavier dumbbell here. Elbows in, weight is at my chest, and I'm wrapping it around like a scarf. 3, I'm keeping a hold of the ears the whole time. I got 5. I'm going to change directions. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Good shoulder upper trap work. All right, now we're back to the leg figure 8s. So now we have 4 each way. Okay, I'm starting at the back of the room. You ready? 1, 3, and 4. Okay, now I'm going to walk backwards. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Okay, now we have those dumbbell press outs with the knee thrust in a split stance. So how many things can we add in here? If we had an extra hand, I'd have you rub your belly. Okay, you ready? All right, I have my right heel down, right glute and hamstring. Exhale, press out. 2, 3, 4. Good. Okay, let's switch legs. Don't forget, I know there's this complication with the press out, but we want to engage that glute and hamstring in this split stance to knee thrust. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Excellent. Okay, incline push-ups. All right, as many as you can, up to 8. All right, find your good posture by the chair, against the wall. Walk back, incline plank, elbows in. 1, 2, 3, as I lower my sternum toward the chair. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nicely done. Okay, and our halos. All right, soft bend in the knees, no wiggling. Exhale. 1, wrap that scarf around your neck. 3, and 4. Change directions. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Excellent. Okay, here we go. Back to our 6 walking figure 8s, if you're able. Okay, you ready? All right, let's go. 1, 2, and 3. And backwards. 1, 2, and 3. All right, how's that for coordination, guys? Okay, dumbbell press out, split stance, knee thrust. Okay, dumbbell at the chest. Step back into your split stance, nice and solid. Okay, all the success in this comes from this strong core we've been working on. Okay, ready? Exhale. 1. Whoa, I lost my balance there. Okay, get it back. 2, and 3. Good. Okay, switch legs. That front leg, that's your power. That glute and hamstring, dig that heel. 1, 2, and 3. Good work. Okay, incline press outs for 6. Okay, palms on your chair. Walk back to your good incline plank. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Nicely done. Okay, and our last one is halos. Okay, so bend those knees, get a little bit of tension in your legs, draw the belly button in. And exhale as you put on your scarf. 1, 2, 3, and change directions. 1, 2, and 3. All right, nice job. Okay, get a drink. Now we're gonna make our way down to the ground. Okay. So you all know your safest way to get down to the ground with a chair and using your hand on the base of the chair to come down into your split stance, double kneel, and then walk your way into tabletop. I'm gonna scoot my chair out of the way. And then we're gonna roll our way onto the ground. Okay, and we're gonna start our Pilates work. Okay. All right, so find your imprint into your mat. Okay, so this imprint should be defined by your neutral spine, right? So we're allowing for that curvature in our neck. We're allowing for that lumbar curvature. All right. So our head is imprinting, our shoulder blades, our lower rib cage, our lats are heavy, wide and down, elbows and hands, feet with our legs held in parallel. So knees shouldn't be sinking in. They should be held in parallel with a little bit of inner thigh engagement. Okay, and now we're working through our breath. So we're inhaling through our nose, into our chest, not our belly. Okay, if you're looking and evaluating yourself, you should not feel your belly poof to the ceiling as you take the inhale. Into the chest. And as you exhale out your mouth, that belly is sinking in. Into the chest, out the low belly. Just a couple nice rounds of breath. Okay, now we're gonna allow our feet to come together and allow our knees to open up. All right, so our knees are spread wide, the soles of our feet are together. As we inhale and exhale, I want you to think about a gentle pull in your inner thighs. And that inner pull, that little pull on your inner thighs as you exhale is tied to your pelvic floor lifting up your body, right? And you may feel that your knees suddenly are drawn more toward the ceiling, okay? And I want you to go with that feeling. As you inhale, they're stable and relaxed. And as you exhale, a little tug on those inner thighs that lead to the pelvic floor. And your knees might lift up just a little bit, like a fluttering of a butterfly. Now, as you do this practice here with 4 or 5 breaths, do not allow yourself to press your low back into the mat. Okay, we want to maintain a neutral spine and not fake, go for that crutch and press our low back into the ground. All right, we're just activating our inner thighs and our pelvic floor. But of course, that's going to lead us to our deepest low belly muscle, our transverse. So inhaling into the chest, exhaling, a little bit of inner thigh, a little bit of knee float into that pelvic floor, into that transverse abdominis. One last breath. Good. Now return your knees to the ceiling. All right. So we're going to resume kind of this neutral position. Sorry, I have a hair in my eye. With our breath. All right. But now on our next exhale, we're gonna float our right leg up into chair and hold it there. And then we're gonna float our left leg up in the chair. And try to make the weight of those legs kind of dead, aligned right over the hips, but the legs are dead. And use those exhales to support your low belly, to support the weight of the legs. Good. Now, as you're able, we're going to do a single leg stretch here, exhaling to extend the right leg. And then draw it back in. Exhale, extend the left leg. And draw it back in. Now make sure your palms are down. Good. Now return both legs to the ground. Okay, evaluate how you feel in your low back. Did you feel tension in your low back a little bit? We had our palms down, but we really weren't giving ourselves a tremendous amount of support from our lats to keep our spine neutral. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna lace our hands behind our head, palms at our ears, and elbows in our peripheral, and I want you to draw down your shoulder blades just a little bit so your lats are drawing down towards your hips, lat engagement, okay? And then float the head off of the ground just an inch and rest the weight of your head, not all in your hands, but transfer that energy into your chest and your lats, okay? But you're still gazing up, chin and nose toward the ceiling, gaze toward the ceiling. And now let's return our legs to chair. Good. Okay, now, knowing and finding that we have this extra fire coming from our lats, we'll go back to our single leg stretch. Exhale. Good. And I'm using a really long breath here, extending and returning my legs all in one exhale. Exhale. And exhale. One more on each side. Good. Now float the legs back down and return the head back down. So we're working on warming up that low belly, okay? But we have our 4 points of contact with the ground, which is great, okay? But we want our low belly to be warm for the work that we have coming. So to that end, we're now gonna roll over onto our sides, okay? Now, if you had a little pillow here to support your neck, that would be probably a useful thing to have, because I don't want you to be like this, like we're watching television. All right, we want to maintain our neutral spine in this side lying position. So make sure that you are neutral, that you aren't curved, sticking your fanny out, right? We're nice and neutral. My bottom shoulder is tucked under, right? So my shoulders are in parallel. I'm extending my arm out right now, so it's extending straight out from my armpit. Nice parallel lines, okay? If I want to support my chest, I can bring my head back, and I'm using kind of a claw hand to hold up my head, give it support. I'm not, again, resting my ear to the ground or on my hand. Okay, now, I am gonna extend my top arm toward the ceiling and engage my lat just a little bit. So I have a little bit of tension right here through my rib cage, all right? Now, my legs are hinged forward just a little bit and my toes are drawn into flexion. So that means heels out, toes pulling up just a little, okay? Now, we're gonna start with our side lying series here, okay? So we're gonna be like a pair of fireplace bellows. We're gonna inhale through the chest, exhale, low belly flattens in toward the spine, hips stay neutral. With the next exhale, the top leg's gonna lift off the ground, supported by the oblique and glutes, and back down. And I want you to work on as high a range of motion as you can support, without the hips moving at all. Keep them in parallel. Exhale. Good. And return. And try to think about making that leg a dead weight for your glutes and for your obliques. And back down. Okay, if I could see you, I would say, don't let your hips move. Okay, keep them completely still. Good. Now on your next repetition, we're gonna lift and hold, and now we're gonna do tiny golf ball size circles from our heel. Now here, this is oblique, low belly, glute, and we don't want our hips to move, so make the circles as small as necessary. Okay, now change direction of your tiny little circles. You're painting these circles with your heel, not your toes. Long breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg with control. Draw your knee in to give yourself a little bit of a stretch here. I know that your butt is probably on fire right now. Okay, but the good news is we're not done working yet. Okay, all right, so just 3 more seconds, and then we're going to return the legs stacked together. Support your head properly in its neutral. Extend that top arm back to the ceiling. All right, now we're going to do what we call a side kick series. Okay, so we're going to exhale and float that leg up, not as high as before. Okay, just a bit. And it's nice and stable in our lines. Now we're going to flex that foot again and draw the heel to our butt, contracting through our hamstring, and point and return. Heel to butt and point and return. Heel to butt and point and return. And we really do this enough to say, okay, I can feel my hamstring driving this work. I'm nice and steady right now. My hips are in parallel. I'm exhaling into my body setup. Now I'm ready to challenge myself. So I'm going to go heel to butt, point the toe, and come forward, 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 bringing my leg all the way forward as far as I can, contracting through my low belly and obliques, but not letting my pelvis move. Okay, heel to butt, point the toe, bring that entire leg forward, forward, forward through the oblique. Okay, and return, heel to butt, bending, and then straighten as we point and draw forward. You will be limited by your own hamstring range of motion and pelvic stability. So do not let your pelvis roll forward. Good, one more, heel to butt and toe forward. Okay, return and lower that leg. All right, now bring that knee forward again. Okay, good. All right, so that second one is we work through different planes of movement, right? That's going to demand more from our core to prevent us from rocking back and forth. As we send weight away from our center, we have to be extra strong in our core. Okay, so now we're going to roll over onto the other side and do that same work here. Okay, all right, so find our good baseline position. All right, so hips in parallel, spine is in a neutral, shoulders in parallel, arm extended. Okay, support that head as necessary with that pillow, with a yoga block, or with your claw hand. Okay, top arm to the ceiling, little bit of engagement in your lats there, so draw down. All right, now check in with your legs. They're out just a bit and straight. Inhale into the chest. Exhale into the low belly. Next one we work, inhale and exhale, glutes and obliques, drags that leg up toward the ceiling, toward your end range. Exhale. Good. Make that leg a dead weight for your obliques and for your glutes. Make sure as you exhale, your belly button's going in towards your spine. We're always thinking pelvic floor, transverse rib cage, right? Good. On the next one, we're going to lift and hold. Make sure our foot is flexed in tiny little circles. Breathe long and slow exhales. Your goal being that your hip isn't moving at all as you make these circles. 2 and 1, change directions. Exhale, exhale, exhale. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, lower that leg with control. Draw that knee into your chest. Give it a little stretch. And then we'll get back to our side kick series. So lots of good glute work here. All right, 5 more seconds and then we'll get back at it. Okay, arm is extended. Restack those knees, recheck your neutral, recheck your neutral spine. Okay, support the head as necessary. Arm extended with some lat tension. All right, exhale into your body setup. Next exhale and work. Float the leg up, not near as high this time, right? Okay. Exhale as we flex and drag the heel to the butt. Point the toe to extend. Good, and we're warming up that hamstring. Heel to butt and point the toe to straighten. 1 more, and then we'll do that full leg swoop or sweep. So heel to butt, point the toe, bring that leg all the way through as far as you can without rocking the boat of your pelvis. Heel to butt, point the toe, exhale. Make sure you have breath for the hardest work. Exhale. Good. 1 more if you have it. Heel to butt. Point the toe. Exhale. And return. Lower the leg. And then draw the knee to the chest. Woo. Now you can also open up your chest with the spinal twist and open up your palms to the ceiling. Good. Okay, now we have time for just 1 more. And because we haven't done as much hamstring work today, this next exercise is really truly going to be an exercise in using our hamstrings. And we're going to do it from a tabletop position. Okay, so you can find yourself in your tabletop. All right, so wrists under armpits, knees under hips. Okay, now what we're going to do here, I'm going to try and find a good position, is we're going to extend one leg all the way back as though we're going to go into high plank, but we're not. Okay, our leg is extended and we're going to use our breath and we're going to try and activate through our hamstring to just float the leg up off the ground and return. And this is where it's very much mental energy. I want you to think only about holding the weight of your leg in your hamstring. As you shorten it or contract it, the heel is going to float up off the ground. And then as you lengthen it, it's going to return to the ground. We want everything else to remain stable, so we have to stay strong. Down our side body, lats to obliques, okay? So my right leg is extended. I have tension drawing my lats toward my hips. And as I exhale into my body setup, I'm contracting through my hamstring to float my leg up in parallel and then lengthen as it returns. Now, don't rotate. Here's where you begin to imagine those headlights on your shoulders and hips pointed straight down to the ground. Keeping those arms straight. Good. Now from here, once you're extended, you can bend at the knee and bring your heel toward the ceiling as though you're going to do donkey kicks. We can take just a couple here and stay with that hamstring contraction, slowly driving the heel to the ceiling. 3, 4, 5, as though you're trying to make a gentle imprint of your heel into the freshly painted or fresh laid cement. How's that? And 8. Okay, extend. Now park that knee back in the garage and we'll go for the other leg. Find your square tabletop, drawing lat to oblique. Extend that left leg. Okay, now we'll start with those leg raises. Exhale, hamstring contracts to draw the leg up. Now the weight in your foot should be dead, so you should neither be pointing the toe nor flexing it. Your mind is, my leg is a dead weight for my hamstring. I'm holding the weight of my dead leg up off the ground with my hamstring. On the next one, we're going to float the leg, bend at the knee, flex a little, and now some donkey kicks. Ready? 1, 2, and we're just pressing our heel into the concrete just a little bit, trying to make a nice footprint. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Now draw the knees back together and we'll push back into child's pose. Good. So hopefully you're able to lengthen away from your hips. So your hips are moving towards your heels. Your shoulders are reaching as far away from them as they can. Your fingertips extending to get a nice stretch through the chest and shoulders. Good. Now I'm going to take my left hand and thread it underneath my right armpit, allowing my shoulder blades to open up. And I'm going to take my gaze over to that left hand, so resting my left cheek on the mat. Lengthen through your lats. Good. Now bring the hand back through and replace it. And do the same with the right hand. Extend it underneath the left armpit. Reset your right cheek on the mat as it gazes out towards your left hand, palm up. Soften through your shoulder blades. Go ahead and let them slide down. Good. Now return that right hand and we're going to roll ourselves back up to an upright position. Thanks for joining me for a great class today, guys. Hopefully you're feeling it in your glutes in a good way. Not too sore, but getting stronger. Have a great weekend. It was a fun class today. We'll see you Tuesday. Thanks, guys. Bye.